Welcome to my first tutorial with a voiceover. Well, this is a very basic audio rate amplitude modulation example. And as you see it immediately, I hope. It is quite simple. This is, can you call it the carrier? Is that a term in AM modulation? Well, my first tutorial and I am an expert. No, not at all. But I hope you will learn something. You see here a sawtooth or a ramp. It's You can see it here, the output of the first oscillator. This is the second oscillator, and that makes the amplitude modulation possible because it is attached to the CV amount of an amplifier. This you can all do in a voltage modular nucleus, by the way, except this one. This is a third-party plugin by Weevil. A great plugin, by the way. For me, quite necessary. You can see why it is so important. You can. This is a sine wave, very simple. And you see the sine wave here. You see here the square. Squared? Yes. It's not a pulse, it's a square. And you see how they melt with each other. How does this sound? Also, I have attached the hard sync, and I shall detach it also so you can hear the difference. Now we get some sound. That the sine wave and the square wave are not in phase because they are not synced. And these oscillators, I think they drift. As you can see, they are not stable, which is great. It is an analog oscillator. An emulated one, but still, it is an analog modeled. Well, it's a very basic oscillator, but it's a good oscillator. Now, we will continue. And as you see, if I go to a higher range for the sine wave, the resulting waveform, you see also the sinus, but you see also the square more, better. My English, my first tutorial, be kind to me, and I won't censor it. Please, please. That's all I'm saying. Well, we will continue. it is very visible how these waveforms, I set the scale somewhat higher, interact with each other. I do a hard sync again, and whoa, a nice DC offset, and also a different sound. I might take another. That is the same because, well, try it this way. Well, more. It's nice to work with hard syncs or soft syncs, but we stay focused on AM. Shall we try another modulator? Yes. See what happens. And now 2 sine waves. What will happen? That are not 2 sine waves, but and although now 2 sine waves. That is not a good idea. Now we get 2 sine waves on the same frequency, and we shall detune them. And you see what's happening. You heard that I have a great musical background. Now we try something else. Hard sink into a cell. That is not a way. The other way around, what happens? So pulse to sine, sine, sine to pulse. A very simple demonstration of audio rate amplitude modulation. We see mostly tutorials or text about frequency modulation, but with this mostly phase modulation, by the way, but that is another topic, and there are others that can explain it much, 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 much better than me. So, as I said, this you can do also in voltage modular nucleus. These are the basic models. So try to go AM, and of course, why do not also do some for the I am why not? Hmm. Well, let the music begin.